A while back, I made a video about a game called Don't Stare. It was actually the first video I made about a free itch.io game, and I still think that you should check the game out if you haven't. But I was looking through the creator's portfolio, and I found another game I knew I had to make a video on as soon as I played it. Of Mice and Merriment is a game which Gabe M. Carvello made for the 2022 N64 Winter Jam. The game is a 3D platformer and Christmas tree decorating simulator. You may ask why I'm reviewing a Christmas game in March, to which I say, because I have free will and I can do what I want. And also the game is really good. And also I realize that I can give my thoughts and opinions on games that haven't just been released within the last month, especially if I think it's a project that has been underappreciated and could use some love, like this game. We open up on our mouse protagonist and his trusty sidekick, Mr. Bucket, letting us know that a storm came last night and scattered all of the winter festival decorations, meaning it's up to us to go get them so we can decorate every tree in town. Immediately, every aspect about the game screams Nintendo 64 era platformer. Obviously, the visuals are 64-bit, along with the music and the animation of the characters, which all sort of evokes this sort of era of 90s platformers. It's very reminiscent of classics such as Catastrophe Crow or Dendron. But I think that the character designs and the level designs are also very evocative of the 90s platformer boom. Just the concept that you're a rat who wears an orange hoodie with a talking bucket called Mr. Bucket in a town full of penguins, I think, and in such a town that is surrounded on all sides by a blue void of nothingness. All of this is taken for granted, and I think that that's what really captures the era for me. The game insists upon itself and its world building, and I really enjoy that. As I said before, the loop of this game revolves around the two main gameplay pillars: platforming to collect decorations, and decorating the Christmas trees in the town in a point-and-click-to-shoot style minigame. Collecting the decorations is pretty simple. You just have to explore the map and do some light platforming to find all 10 decorations. You don't have any special abilities in your platformer toolkit, just moving and jumping. My favorite part of this section of the game was really just exploring the map. Even though it's not huge, the developers got some good mileage out of the space they do have, and I always felt as though there was some corner of the map I was missing, some stone left unturned, or some secret to be uncovered. As part of the exploration, you will find the residents of the town in the main square, as well as a few who live on the outskirts. They all have their own personalities and preferences when it comes to the decoration of their Christmas tree, so you will need to get all of the decorations to meet all of their demands. To decorate people's trees, you enter this point-and-click minigame where you can scroll through the items in the top corner by clicking the right mouse, and then aim using your trusty friend Mr. Bucket, and shooting the decorations onto the Christmas tree. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm glad he's making himself useful. Anyways, you can rotate the Christmas tree to gain access to all of its surfaces, and you can reset if you've made an error of some kind, or if the tree just looks plain ugly. Once you're happy, you can submit the tree to find out if its owner is happy with the job you've done. Once they're happy, it counts towards your progression in the top corner. The eventual goal is to complete all of the requests for all of the trees to fill this bar completely. I really think that the team did a fantastic job with this part of the game. Shooting the decorations onto the tree gives a sense of action to this part of the game that you wouldn't get if you were just placing the decorations onto the tree. And I like how the decorations show up in-world once you've played the minigame. They also give you a tree of your own to decorate however you want to decorate it, which is just such a nice touch, and a great way for the players to have some fun with the decoration aspect of the game. I tried to give mine a face and a pattern with the snow to separate a head from a body, sort of like a snowman. One thing about the shooting is that sometimes I struggled to get things to go exactly where I wanted them, so the smile was a bit wonky, but I pushed on. I tried to use these candles to give him some cool spiky hair, but again, my aim was not so great, so I just gave him a big old fire scar across his face. It seemed a bit cruel to unmake my creation just as hastily as I had brought him into the world in the first place, so I decided to keep him just the way he was. The game must have been ashamed of his creation though, because it did decide to face him away from the rest of the village. I still think he looks beautiful just the way he is. Eventually, I got everyone's trees done, and the music changed to this upbeat tune to signify that I had beaten the game. I went around seeing if there was any way to finish the game or if any of the dialogue had changed, but it just seemed as though my only reward was the satisfaction of a job well done, which I can't argue with. But something still feels missing. This whole game has been so happy. Too happy. So I did a bit of digging around the world, and I found this text in red about a dream come true. And I thought it was weird that it was in red. Why would it be a different color? So I did one last sweep of the map to see if there was anything I had missed. And when I got to this cave that I had originally found the candle in, I found nothing. In all seriousness, though, I did genuinely start this game off with a sense of unease at the whole thing, and I couldn't tell why. I mean, the game is so positive and cheery, as a winter holiday-themed jam should have for its games. But I just had this feeling in the back of my mind that something would go wrong, or that there would be some dark twist as I progressed. But everything just ended up being fine. I think it might be due to the recent cultural phenomenon of using the Nintendo 64 style to make creepypastas or unfiction, where this style of game gets warped and twisted and all of your childhood memories are actually super dark and mature. And there's obviously no problem with that. But I think it was really nice to play a game that uses this style and medium to capture the feelings that it was initially made to capture. That of joy and wonder, and as the title suggests, merriment. Thank you all for watching. It goes without saying, if this game looks interesting to you at all, definitely go check it out and support the creators. I really can't recommend this game enough. And if you did enjoy, consider subscribing or let me know what you thought of this game. Did it remind you of any old Nintendo 64 games that you used to play? Or is there any other Nintendo 64 style projects on the internet that this reminds you of? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below.